Well, if you want a sensible, well-priced and solidly built mid-size car but don't really want to go with that typical Japanese or Korean product, then the Skoda Rapid is a car that you should look at. How good is it? We'll find out on the show today. The Rapid has been in the Indian market now for a while, but Skoda have recently updated it with slight modifications on the face as well as the interiors to keep it fresh and appealing for customers. Changes include a slightly modified front grille with the new Skoda logo along with a slightly modified bumper, which also gets newer fog lamps. Well, the most important part on any mid-size car, of course, is the boot. And the Skoda Rapid's boot capacity officially is about 460 liters, but it feels and is a much more usable boot than that capacity suggests, and that's largely because of the fact that the opening is really very wide and the boot goes all the way to the back end of the rear seats. And what that means is that even if you have longer items to load or taller luggage, this boot will really eat them up without any hesitations at all. Well, there's a little bit of suspension intrusion into the boot, but it really isn't a big issue because it's really well shaped. It's a very square shaped boot, which means big boxes should not be an issue. So one of the better cars for house moving or for those big airport transfers. Well, here I am on the front seats of the Skoda Rapid, and this cabin is exactly the same like the one that you will find on the VW Vento. The only thing is that unlike the Vento, which is the best in class in terms of cabin materials, the Skoda understandably has slightly lower levels of fit and finish, but even then everything is really solidly put together. Well, unlike some of its newer rivals like the Honda City, the Maruti Ciaz and even the Hyundai Verna, which really impress you with all that flash and jazzy styling, the Skoda Rapid, just like the VW Vento, comes across as a little plain and even a little boring in terms of its design language inside the cabin. Well, in terms of build quality, the Skoda Rapid does impress because everything is really solidly put together and it does feel like a well-made product. Equipment levels are good as well. You get Bluetooth connectivity for your stereo. You also get a big SD card as well as a flash drive card over here, where you can put in that USB and listen to music. And you also get automatic climate control on this top of the line version, along with an onboard trip computer. The Rapid is also very good in terms of practicality. You of course get this armrest over here, which also doubles up as a storage space where you can keep your wallet or your iPhone at. You also get two bottle holders over here, and you also get a large door bin which can house that big 1 liter bottle from your home. Well, seat comfort, just like any other Skoda or VW for that matter, is really excellent. The support from these cushions is very good, and even the side bolstering is pretty good as well. And what that means is that when you are on that long highway trip, this is one car which will not make you feel tired at the end of the journey. Well, here I am now in the back seat of the Skoda Rapid, and if you are someone who enjoys being chauffeur driven around town or even on the highway, then this is one car which you will truly appreciate because the seats themselves are very comfortable. Cushioning is really very good, along with the backrest angle, which is really perfect. This is one of the better cars in this segment for rear seat occupants, and knee room is good as well, as you can see. And as always, I have adjusted the front seat for my height and my driving position, and my height for reference is 5 feet 10 inches. Well, headroom is pretty good as well, and even if someone is 6 feet or a little more than that, then it should not be a problem sitting here in the back seat of the Rapid. Well, unlike other rivals in this segment where the rear AC vents don't really have a solid thoroughfare, on the Skoda Rapid they really are very effective and make the rear seat experience even more enjoyable. Well, but the Skoda Rapid's rear seats aren't really perfect. There are a couple of issues. The first one, of course, is the fact that this transmission tunnel is a little tall, and what that means is that whoever's sitting here in the middle seats will have a bit of a fight with the other occupants for leg room. The other downside, even though it's a very small downside, is the fact that the door bins aren't large enough to house those big 1 liter bottles in, but you of course get place to keep that bottle here in the middle. The seats are pretty broad at the back, and it's a very wide car, and what that means is that it is a genuine 3-seater at the back, even for longer journeys. And of course, if you don't have 3 occupants and only 2, you can always pull out this armrest and keep your arm here and sit like the boss. Well, so here I am now driving the Skoda Rapid, and it's really a very impressive car when you are on the highway. And as you are aware, this car is mechanically identical to the Volkswagen Vento. and it gets the same 1.5 litre diesel engine. And of course you can choose the manual or the automatic gearbox. Now the automatic really is a great gearbox. You get of course a dual clutch as well as 7 speeds to choose from. This 7-speed dual clutch automatic gearbox does a fantastic job of shifting gears both up and down. There's minimal time lag when you are shifting those gears, and that 7th gear really does give this engine a lot more flexibility and makes it one of the better cars for that long highway trip. Well, the other place where this DSG really impresses is in the fact that gear shifts are really quick and very smooth. You can hardly feel them when you are in the city, and even when you are on the highway, all you need to do is just flex that right leg of yours on the accelerator pedal, and gear shifts are completely instant. And even when you are of course in that hilly section, it's a pretty impressive car. Now it's not really a driver's car per se like the Ford Fiesta is, but even then, if you are someone who enjoys driving and pushing his car into corners, then the Rapid will impress you. And that's largely because of the fact that the steering wheel is very crisp and has good amount of feedback, and it's also much more heavier than the steering wheel on most of its rivals, especially the Honda City and the Maruti Ciaz, and that means that it really is a good car for punting around on that hilly section. Well, unlike a lot of other mid-sized cars which start to feel a little nervous when you are doing 888 speeds on the highway, the Rapid feels really reassuring and very confident inspiring when you are on the highway, and that's largely due to the fact that its suspension is so good and so stable. And well, this is one of those few cars which can actually sit on the highway all day long without blinking an eyelid. Well, so even though the Skoda Rapid's interiors might not impress you with their styling or with their equipment levels like some of the rivals do, it does come across as a spacious, well-made and comfortable car, making it one of the better choices in the mid-size segment.